Good afternoon, Toastmasters, speech crafters, distinguished Toastmasters, and of course our area director, Civic. Today we are going to talk about vocal variety. I suppose just now our MC and also the organizing chair, Louis, has introduced me. So this is my name. My name is Hui Qin. You can always call me Hui Qin. Other titles, they don't really matter. It's just the journey in Toastmasters. Like in education, you will achieve things slowly. So on this journey, there are things that we can do. So distinguished Toastmasters actually means that you completed the experience in Toastmasters. Just like we study in universities, the completion of your studies, of your journey, then you get distinguished Toastmasters. It means you have done the projects and the speeches and also the leadership roles. And also you helped charter club before. So as simple as that. So it means the full experience. So you like it, you take it the second time, third. And in our district, there are our past leader who took 5 times of DTM. Our past district director, distinguished Toastmaster Lim Mingzi, she has 5 DTMs. So joined 2012, head of English language department and also teacher, trainer, then immediate past division director M, past area M3, and of course I like contests. So I took part in contests. And SPM workshop speaker and also Cambridge Experience Online Asia 2021. I was a speaker and also one of the panelists. So today we are going to talk about vocal variety, and later also we are going to talk about word choice. Since I am actually from Division M in District 102, it means the Mandarin Division. So my first language is Mandarin. However, I always taken the liking of English or languages. So I like it. Today, we are going to talk about vocal variety. So for vocal variety, as in your handouts, they are different things. And why do we have to use our voice? There are different speakers who were here just now. Do you notice that there are differences between their voice? Some of them, you can hear them very clearly because we are not using mic today, right? Some, it might be a little bit harder for you to listen to. Some, they have higher pitch. Some, they have lower pitch. Especially, you can experience it when you were in school. Because there are some teachers who are there, whenever they start speaking for the first 5 minutes, your eyes uncontrollably close. Agree? There's something to do with the vocal, this voice. So we are going to talk about the power of voice. Make your speech 5 times more attractive. Because some people, they are audio learner. Some people are visual learner. That is why nowadays we have to use PowerPoint. Of course, some they are kinesthetic learner. That's why sometimes teachers will say, come, jump. That is why there are so many things in education that we have to take care of. And the power of voice. I would say we have vocal variety, volume, range, and tone to be attractive. So the 4 elements here, vocal variety means we have different pitches, tone, pace, and volume. Right. So that is called variety, means it's different. It's not the same every time. And of course, volume, because it is very important to hear clearly. Did you know that SPM recently changed their format? in 2021, actually, so last year was the first batch. They had this new format. And it's not only about reading and writing anymore. It's also about speaking and listening. So my students were talking about, teacher, we can't really hear the recording well. The accent was different because they're so used to, we use Cambridge textbook. So they're so used to that kind of standard pronunciation and accent. Local, say, it's different. I say, but it's still English, right? I say, yeah. So it should be the same. However, we train ourselves to adapt to different accent and also different vocal variety. So volume is important, and the range. You know, like singing, there's a highest pitch that we can go, and then there's a lowest pitch that we can also go. For me, my pitch is the higher one, so I can't reach the lower one, right? So that's the range. And then monotonous, if someone is using the same tone all the while, that is when you feel sleepy. I observed some of my teachers' classes because as the head, we have to observe them. Some I was sitting at the back, I was like, how do the students stay awake? I was so sleepy after hearing for like 5-10 minutes. So that is why we have to change and we have to use different vocal variety. So vocal variety, it comprises of pitch, tone, volume, and pace. Shall we?
Yes.
Ready? Yes. First of all, let's look at this mic car. Look at him. Have you watched this before? No? Okay, come.
I was spellbound as I watched the sheriff who had just been shot slide back, open that heavy metal door, stagger forward a couple of steps, look deep into the camera and say, I before E, except after C. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, I was in the 6th grade. This is Montgomery's class watching an educational video where a sheriff was teaching us about writing while a bad guy named Bad English was shooting at him. It was on a film projector because we were technology challenged in my school. And as I watched that film, all of a sudden something started looking strange. The film picked back up, and it sounded like it looked like it was blinking. Then the sheriff was talking to us on the side of the screen, but blinking started in the middle with a loud noise. Everything. I ran to the front and I turned off the projector. I opened it up. Something smelled like it was burning. Mrs. Montgomery, I said, can I try to fix this? After school, she said. An hour after the final bell rang, I had disassembled the entire projector all over the floor. I was beginning to put it back together when the librarian came strolling through. What are you doing? She almost screamed at me. Who told you you could do this? I did, said Mrs. Montgomery. The librarian, though, zeroed in on me. This is school property, and it better work to get it all back together again. If it doesn't work, your parents are going to have to pay for that. Parents do not have a lot of money. If I went home and told them they had to replace the projector at school, I would have been better off in the hands of that bad guy, Bad English. So, focused energy, I started putting the projector back together. After 2 hours, it was whole. And Mrs. Montgomery said, let's try it. I reached up and I flipped the on switch. And there, out in front of us, projected onto the screen in all of its glory, was nothing. Nothing. The projector was dead.
Okay, so was it interesting? What has he used in his presentation? High and low pitches, right? And different pace. When he say slow down, it really slowed down. And can you imagine that kind of images in your head when he was talking about it? Yeah, that's how he got the championship. Because he was really good at using, that was the first time when pandemic started. That was the first championship done using Zoom. And now we have hybrid meeting. So hybrid contest. Then last year in August, I was in Nashville, the convention. So I was there, the World Championship of Public Speaking in the contest. Some of them, 4 of them were there personally. 4 of them, they were online. So they were actually at some place and presented online. So the first one was there. The champion was there. The second place was a contestant online. And did you know who got the third? A Malaysian, Mas Mahathir. He got the 3rd place from District 51. So our counterpart of Peninsula Malaysia in Toastmasters. So we were very happy for them. And you can see that you have very strong content. You learn about writing, the purpose, the content, the organization of a speech. Strong content. You learned about body language, how to present it, and how to make it stronger in delivery. Vocal variety is one of it. Because when you project your sound, it makes a difference. Plus your body language, plus, more importantly, your content. So this is not the major thing. However, it helps to enhance your speech and the way you present yourself. So first of all, pitch. How high or low? So how you sound. Did you know that we can express the same sentence in different emotion using different pitches? For example, very simple one. I love you. So when I say I love you, do you think that I really love you? Why not? So if I say, CV, I really love you. It's different, right? I love you. Right. So you see, each type of different pitch, it conveys different emotion, different feelings. So that is why vocal variety is important. That's the first thing. Then, in English, I added this in. This is not there in your handout, but I added it in because as Asian, because English is not our first language, not like Mike Carr. They are native speakers. They can use English like in the gist of their hand, right? But not for us. So the pronunciation of English, actually, there are stressed and unstressed words. So if you can grasp the stressed and unstressed words, it'll be easier for you to express yourself. Okay? So how to stress a syllable? Change the pitch. So the pitch itself, it also helps you to stress a word. For example, how do you pronounce this word? Amended. My students, they will say amended. Right. So actually, the proper pronunciation, the proper pitch of stress, it should be amended. Amended. It has been amended. Amended. See? Do you see the pitch up and down? So that is how we can sound. By using stress, the pitch, that is how we can sound better. Okay? And see, how do you pronounce these two words? How do you pronounce this one? A lot of people say ice cream. Ice cream lah, ice cream. This one? Ice cream lah, ice cream. Then in the end, there's no difference, right? So, stress. Where's the stress? The big letter is the stress. So, how do you pronounce it?
Ice
Ice cream. Ice cream, right? Ice cream. So you won't be confused. Why? What do you want to scream or you want ice cream? Ice cream, right? Then this one, ice cream. Ice cream. The stress is at the back. Ice cream, right? So if you know that sometimes in English we have to raise our pitch a little bit because Malaysian, I'm also a Malaysian. Malaysians, we tend to use everything very flat. You know why? Save energy.
Too hot.
Save energy. No matter how we speak, sometimes people will say Mandarin. Some Singaporeans will comment, oh, Malaysian Mandarin. Why? All flat. Only the first and the second sound, without third and fourth. They'll comment it this way. So English is the same because it actually saves a lot of energy if you don't purposely raise your pitch. Mandarin is the same. However, I'll tell you the difference later. Different languages, you'll have to use different part of your body to produce the sound. Then only it will sound nice. That's why if you listen to, Chinese from China, when they speak, you feel tired for them. You know why? They have to raise their voice, raise the pitch. If you try to speak like them, it's very tiring. Okay, so same thing, but English is much better than, I would say, Beijing accent in Mandarin. Okay, this is only, this is only some part of it. So ice cream and ice cream. Okay, so why does it matter? It matters because sometimes in nouns and verbs, different stress means different meaning. Okay, like for example, if you stress on first syllable, conduct is a noun. Conduct is a verb, right? Contest and contest, two different things. Then present and present, progress and progress. One part is noun, another part is verb. So that's why sometimes native speakers, or sometimes we find it hard to understand native speakers. So what do we need? Practice. Yes, you're right. Okay, so practice in, where do we practice? At home? Toastmasters, yes. Toastmasters is a safe platform, good environment for us to practice everything. We can make mistakes and people will tell us how to correct ourselves in a positive way. That is why everyone should come to Toastmasters. So that is one word, right? But we don't pronounce word by word when we give speech. We give a sentence. So the stress, she stuck, you see? She stuck up her tongue and it stayed there. It froze. So this is like the leg means you're stressed. Okay? She screamed when she noticed her mouth would not close. So this is how in your speech, if you want to practice vocal variety, we will use small circle and big circle. Which is the word that you want to stress? You can put a big circle on top of it, then it reminds yourself. How? Because we can't possibly use all the high pitch. Then it feels that every word is stressed. Should it be that way? No. So that is one of the way. If you have the script with you, you can actually try, speak out, listen, and see whether it is correct. That is one way to improve our vocal variety. Secondly, it's about the tone. Remember, like I told you, a lot of people say, oh, your pitch is too high. Yes, I can sing very high, like, I can't be silent, you can't keep me quiet. That's That's the tone, right? Okay. So, hey, I like singing. Karaoke session, invite me, okay? Toastmasters have
a contest of singing.
okay, so that's the tone that we have different tone. That's why the range is different. It's unique. However, we can enrich it. Okay, the range of voice, we can enrich it with just now like the pitch and also the volume. Sometimes we speak louder. Sometimes we speak softer. And it expresses different emotion. So just now, when you look at the video, does he use different volume? And it was there, projected. Nothing. Right? So this is how we use the loudness and the quietness and to make it clear. However, one thing, it has to be clear for everyone to listen, to hear it. And like I said, how do we produce the voice? Because if any one of you sings here, you know that, like, you know Sheila in Malaysia, Sheila, I like her voice, beautiful voice. And she can really sing very high pitch, right? And the voice production is not from throat. If you produce your voice from throat, if you speak for 1 hour, 2 hours, you feel tired. And then your voice gradually disappear. I can speak for 8 hours because I don't project my sound here. I project my sound here, this part. In Chinese, we say, you know, like 丹田, but then English, I think diaphragm, right?
Yes, sir.
Diaphragm, right? Okay. So that is how we can speak, because when you know in mathematics, you have this parabola, right? Parabola. So from here, the voice can be projected further. From here, people can only hear you when they're in front of you. So that is why it's important to train how you can feel it. You can feel it. When you speak, whether your diaphragm is moving. If it's moving, you are using the energy here. So it won't strain your vocal box, your voice box. If not, the longer you speak, or sometimes you sing, right? The longer you speak, the longer you sing, you feel, you know, it strains your voice box. And some of my friends, they say when they speak Japanese, the sound should be produced from here. From what do you call it, thorax, right? Somewhere here. They say because it's like sumimasen, arigato. It has to be from here, you know. They say then only you can sound right. If not, they say arigato. They said they know that you are not Japanese. They say you have to sound from here or somewhere. That is languages, right? So if you like languages, you know that sometimes they produce the sound. Some are in the mouth. Some sound comes out from the mouth. Some from throat. Some from different part of the body. So it's very interesting if you really listen to it. So that's why when we speak different languages, it is different. We don't use the same way. Then only you can grasp the language and how you produce the sound. Okay, so you can touch here. We like to use this word, like I told my students. Okay, you can try to train your diaphragm. We use this word GUA. In Chinese, we say Kluang. Okay, it's like you inhale, okay, then your stomach will come out. Then you slowly produce the word, but it can scare your neighbors. So be careful of this. Be careful of this. I want to stand a little bit. I don't want to scare you. Okay, you know how we do it? Like that. It scares the neighbor. Okay. But it's after I got COVID last year, I can't produce that kind of loudness anymore. I think it has to do with the virus. Okay. Okay. Lastly, we talk about the pace. So sometimes we speak fast. Sometimes we can slow down. Actually, when you suddenly slow down, it means you are trying to stress something. You know? That's why we don't use the same speed. Somewhere we have to cut the parts and try to make it slower. Like he was mimicking, Mike Crow was mimicking, slow down. He could have said, slow down. Right. However, was the impact the same? It's not the same. Okay, so that is delivery. It's not about the content. Content is always the same. However, the delivery, the vocal variety is part of it. Okay, so that's the pace. And next, what's next? So what do you need to do? You're going to prepare for your final speech, right? So you can prepare, practice, like I say, use small circle for unstressed word. Where do you want to stress? Use a big circle on top of it. After you have written the script, you think that this is perfect, the content is perfect. Then you can add on delivery. We have one unit for vocal variety and body language. So you can focus on one part first, like just now you focus on your body language. Then you can also try to focus on your vocal variety. After that, when you're comfortable, combine both of them in your delivery. So evaluators, they always evaluate on two things. First one, content. Secondly, delivery, presentation. They talk about vocal variety. When you say, I met a child, she said, uncle, uncle. You can pretend, mimic the voice. So that is called vocal variety as well. And of course, body language. Okay, so prepare, practice, and learn about it. Where? In Toastmasters. All right, so that is the end of our vocal variety. Let me hand over the control to our organizing chair and also the Toastmasters of the day, Louis.